The Roman Empire had set its sights on subjugating the northern lands and extending its glory. General Varus stood at the forefront of that ambition, determined to subdue the Germanic tribes beyond the Rhine, yet no one could foresee the dangers lurking along that treacherous path. The Rhine served as both the empire's northern frontier and a strategic landmark for expansion. Legionaries crossed the river, venturing into the unknown forests to plant Rome's standard ever farther, unaware of the challenges awaiting them. But the Germanic tribes refused to yield so easily. Having served with the Roman army, Arminius prepared a counter-strike deep within those forests, ready to challenge Rome's pride with the determination of the Germanic peoples. At this meeting point of imperial expansion and tribal freedom, who would emerge victorious? An air of impending conflict weighed heavily between the Rhine and the forests beyond. Arminius gained Varus' trust by serving as an officer in the Roman army, yet his true objective was to preserve Germanic freedom. Unaware of his treachery, the Roman forces carried on, blind to the betrayal unfolding under their own noses. By night, he secretly convened with Germanic warriors, declaring that the time has come to stand against Rome. The tribes rapidly united in anger and pride, with Arminius at their core. Arminius, intimately familiar with the Roman army's roots and weaknesses, planned an extensive ambush that would capitalize on the forests and marshlands poised to become a mortal trap for the Roman legions. Once a loyal Roman officer, Arminius now emerged as the Germanic liberator. Neither Rome nor the tribes fully grasped the upheaval his betrayal would bring. Encouraged by Arminius' claim that the Germanic tribes have been subdued, Varus led his legions deep into the forest. Little did they realize how hostile the dense woodland could become. They advanced cautiously along the eerie woodland trails, guided only by dim shafts of light piercing the canopy. Every rustle among the leaves made the soldiers uneasy, their nerves on edge with each measured step. High on a wooded ridge, Arminius watched the Roman column closely, signaling his warriors to remain ready. Hidden like shadows, they simmered with a thirst for vengeance and a vow to defend their homeland. The deeper the legions ventured, the more their crimson standards vanished in the mist. Soon, a confrontation that would challenge Rome's pride was set to erupt in these shadow depths. Germanic warriors burst from the darkness in a synchronized assault. The screams and clash of steel reverberated through the thick canopy, overwhelming the Romans in an instant whirlwind of chaos. The forest's terrain nullified Rome's usual tactical superiority. Their orderly ranks stood no chance against attacks from every side, while the echoes of steel resounded amid the unrelenting onslaught. Varus, refusing to abandon his command, called for his men to regroup. Yet hidden Germanic fighters continued to strike from every angle, steadily wearing down the Roman defenses. Before long, the Roman eagle itself lay shattered on the ground, a defeat that cut far deeper than mere loss of lives, striking at the heart of the empire's pride. Now, the Teutoburg Forest stood as a burial ground for Rome's most humiliating defeat. The shattered eagle standard and the fallen legionnaires bore witness to the empire's vulnerability. Only a handful of survivors managed to escape the woods, seeking a route back across the Rhine. Fear and futility weighed heavily in their eyes as they fled the carnage. Ultimately, the Rhine emerged as a natural boundary between the empire and the Germanic realm. Forced to accept a devastating setback, Rome's ambitions in the north abruptly ground to a halt. Here in the forest, every lost helmet and shield remain an enduring testament to Rome's wounds and Germanic triumph, preserved by the silent passage of time. In response, Rome erected solid fortifications along the Rhine, shifting focus from conquest to border defense. It was a strategic pivot, choosing stability over the relentless pursuit of imperial glory. Though the Rhine served as a natural barrier to contain northern threats, it also stood as the empire's unpassed limit, a reminder of how far even Rome could not extend its reach. After that devastating defeat, the Roman legions grew more vigilant than ever. They embraced the lesson that the Germanic tribes would not bow easily, dedicating themselves to safeguarding the northern frontier. From then on, the Rhine stood as both the empire's boundary and a symbolic locus of its northern policy. the unconquered lands beyond the forest remained so largely because of the lessons gleaned from that resounding defeat. By leveraging the military knowledge he gained from Rome, Arminius secured his people's homeland. His struggle against the empire rendered him a symbol of freedom for the Germanic tribes. Today, monuments to Arminius across Germany commemorate how this battle became more than just a victory, an emblem of national pride and unity. Even Rome's historians could not deny Arminius' triumph. He was recorded among the few individuals who dealt a crushing blow to the empire, etched into history with remarkable clarity. The Teutoburg Forest confrontation left an indelible mark on both the empire and the Germanic tribes. Though each side took a different path afterward, history forever preserves this climactic event. Today, the Battle of Teutoburg Forest is studied as a case where terrain, deception, and leadership determine the outcome of war. Scholars still explore how an unassuming woodland halted the empire's seemingly unstoppable advance. This conflict underscores the vital role of leadership, strategy, and intelligence in any era, reminding us that a single miscalculation and overconfidence can lead to catastrophic failure in organizations or nations. In the end, Rome's defeat and Arminius' victory taught history that even what appears impossible can be achieved through careful planning and decisive action. The lessons of Teutoburg Forest shine eternally.